Hi, everyone. I'm Katina McHenry, and you are joining us on a brand new Q&A with Lil. We are so excited to keep doing these. And of course, great to see you, Lil. You are on campus today, I see. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing great. I wish we had more people to drop by. One of the true pleasures here at the McCombs School are the chance encounters. And of course, during COVID, there are fewer chance encounters. So I hope to see more of you down the road.
Yes, well, I'm excited to talk to you today. We have a long, well, not a long list, but a good, healthy list of topics to talk about today. We're going to talk about contact tracing and how things are going on campus as well as in the city when it comes to COVID testing. We'll talk about some research updates from our esteemed professors. We'll talk about Free Speech Week, and as well as homecoming. And then we have some exciting news for a project that we've been working on for a little while. So let's get started with contact tracing. Can you give us an update on how things are going and how cases look on campus as well as throughout the city?
So one of the great things is the deans get an update from the dean of Del Med, Clay Johnson. And just this week, he was saying that things continue to look very low here on campus and in Travis County. The hospitalizations and the positivity rates are pretty low. There are a few hotspots developing in other cities in Texas, but not here in Austin, nor in Dallas or Houston this week. So it's looking still pretty good, but we continue to encourage you to participate in the proactive community testing, which is easy to accomplish here on campus.
Yes. So we've gotten off to a pretty good start in the fall semester. Can you talk about what the spring semester will look like?
Well, we're in the middle of planning for all of our courses right now, and we're planning in the same way for the fall. So the McCombs School will be offering, I hope, about half of its sections in a hybrid format where students can choose to come face-to-face with their professors, although if they need to be studying from home, they can do that in a dual modality. Our largest classes will still be fully online, and that means the total number of student credit hours, the majority of those are online, but we're doing everything we can because we have so many professors that are willing to be here in person with our students. But in short, the spring will look much like the fall.
Good. And speaking of professors, in addition to teaching, they've been really busy with research. So we have some fantastic research updates, and several of professors of research and their research papers have landed in some top tier news publications. So let's talk about some of our research highlights.
So one of the things that is just a highlight a couple of times a month is their Associate Dean for Research, Susan Bernarczyk, and her assistant, Lisa Stakovich, send out a really great research newsletter that has all the links to the papers clickable, and I like to click and look. And one of the things that we see is that marketing professor Stephen Anderson just won the Best Dissertation Paper Award in the Informs Journal for his Pathways to Profits, the impact of marketing versus finance skills on business performance. And it's a randomized controlled field experiment with different types of business training to nearly 1,000 entrepreneurs in South Africa. Congratulations, Stephen. We've also had numerous professors cited in the Wall Street Journal this month and in Bloomberg's Press Wire. And so Andrew Brodsky in our management department has a new paper that was quoted in the Wall Street Journal about the benefits of elevating a communication to face-to-face, if at all possible, when the conversation needs to be more delicate than merely informational, for which text is fine. And John Griffin was in the Wall Street Journal with his colleague Sam Kruger about the housing market crash recently. And then in the IROM department, Professors Wynn, Lynn, and Winston were featured in a Bloomberg story about how to keep salespeople motivated in an online environment where you can't have face-to-face team meetings. So I commend the research newsletter to all of you so that you can learn more about what all of our colleagues are doing.
Well, they're doing some great work. And we also mentioned those too in the McCombs Minute. So make sure you're, up to date on the McCombs Minute as well. Congratulations to all those professors. Some really great work. So we have something else exciting that's coming up called Free Speech Week, which is October 19th through the 25th. So there are events happening all across campus, which President Hartzell has encouraged the colleges to participate in, and McCombs is hosting 4 events. So talk about the one headlining event. We have a special guest speaker.
Well, we have an MBA alum who, when she worked for Microsoft Inspire, had as their social lead, had 1 billion impressions of her media posts. And she's going to present a session on personal branding. And I think this is very important for our students because we, of course, are celebrating free speech and the right to make one's opinions known in whatever platform we want. But she'll be talking about personal branding and how one might think about, is there a trade-off between posts that students make on a Facebook or an Instagram or a Snapchat or other TikTok, where down the road, employers and colleagues and other people in your life have those social media outlets as another way to get to know you? And to what extent do you want to avail yourself of all of your free speech rights while you're building your personal brand?
Yeah.
And the Salem Center for Policy here at the McCombs School has a number of free speech activities as well. And I'm just very excited that President Hartzell is encouraging all of these nonpartisan recognitions of freedom of speech in the press, which is very important on the eve of presidential elections.
Yes, right. This is a very crucial year. Rachel Lee is the guest speaker that you were mentioning, who is an MBA alum. And in addition to the Salem Center, the career management department or career management group is also planning to host an event too. So make sure you pay attention to the McCombs calendar to see when those events are happening that you can participate in. I'm getting my words mixed up. I have my coffee today. So also coming up during that week is Homecoming Week, which this time, for the first time, it will be virtual, but still just as exciting as in previous years. That's happening October 21st through the 24th. So can you talk a little bit about Homecoming Week and what we can look forward to?
Well, yesterday I got to record in advance a pregame interview with our athletics director, Chris Del Conte, hosted by management professors Ethan Burris, the chair of the department, and Kirk Goldsberry, who is a lecturer who is a particular expert on sports analytics and basketball in particular. And they pitched some questions to both Chris Del Conte and me about how COVID was affecting the athletics program and the business school. And of course, our mutual exciting building projects over in athletics. They're working on the Moody Arena for basketball. It's going to be world class. And here in McCombs, we are pressing forward with the Mulva Hall and Hildebrand Hall projects.
Well, that's very exciting. I know this will be something to look forward to, getting everybody together once again in a virtual setting, but of course, exciting nonetheless. Something else exciting that's brand new to McCombs is the McCombs online store. This has been a project, I think, that's been in the works for a while. And now if you want some McCombs swag, you can now purchase it. So we'll have a link, of course, to directly to the store. But talk about how exciting this is, Lil, for McCombs.
Well, I have a McCombs mask on order right now. I hope you will find something you like. Remember, every Friday is Longhorn Friday. Wear your burnt orange, particularly if you're going to be in a Zoom meeting with people that we want to remember how excellent the McCombs School of Business here at the University of Texas. So thanks, Katinya.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you. And again, we have the link to the online store directly here and also in the description of the video. Well, that is it for today. Lil, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for all the great insight on things happening in McCombs and things coming up here in McCombs. Thank you also for joining us today on the October Q&A. We will see you next time with Lil on our next Q&A. Have a great day and hook 'em horns, everybody.
Thank you.